fungus meant to kill crops is dominating global headlines. And here's why. In the United States, 2 Chinese nationals are now facing serious federal charges. And what are they accused of? And how and why is a crop-destroying fungus at the heart of all of this? Let's break it all down for you. FBI Director Kash Patel, in a social media post, has said 2 Chinese nationals, 33-year-old Yunqing Jian and 34-year-old Zunyong Liu, have been charged with conspiracy, smuggling goods into the United States, false statements, and visa fraud. Now, this is about a dangerous fungus called Fusarium graminearum. That's the name of that fungus. In fact, why should this even be a case of such concern? This fungus infects crops like wheat, rice, corn, barley. It causes a disease called Fusarium head blight. In simple terms, it attacks the grain, turning kernels into withered, toxic husks. And that's not all. The fungus produces chemicals that are harmful to humans and animals. It can make people sick. According to the FBI, it causes vomiting, liver damage, reproductive defects in humans and livestock. And how exactly did these 2 individuals come into the picture? What is known so far? US authorities say Liu tried entering the country last July through Detroit. Officers found red plant material in his bag. At first, he claimed he had no idea what it was, but later he admitted that he brought it for research, specifically to study the fungus at a University of Michigan lab, where Jian, his partner, worked. The FBI says both had previously studied the same fungus in China. In fact, Liu had an article on his phone titled "Plant Pathogen Warfare Under Changing Climate Conditions," quote unquote. Text messages between the 2 suggest Jian was already growing the fungus in a university lab even before Liu arrived. But then that raises a bigger question. What exactly is agroterrorism? And why are US authorities calling this a possible case of it? And was it part of a larger plan? Agroterrorism is the act of using harmful bugs, diseases, biological agents to attack a country's food supply. It's not just about crops, it's about destabilizing economies and governments by cutting off something every person needs, and that's food. Imagine this fungus spreading undetected through wheat farms. It could destroy harvests, spike food prices, hurt farmers, even cause panic in supermarkets. And in a country like the United States, where agriculture is a multi-billion-dollar industry, the damage could be massive. And here's the alarming part of all of this. This type of attack is hard to spot early on, and that's what reportedly makes agroterrorism so dangerous and effective. Historically, agroterrorism is not new. During World War II, German forces reportedly tried to sabotage Britain's potato farms using beetles. Even Japan explored the idea of using grain diseases during that time. And in 1984, a cult in America's Oregon poisoned salad bars with salmonella to sway an election, sickening over 750 people. Now back to this case. Jian is a biologist with a focus on cellular and plant development. Investigators saying she received funding from the Chinese government for her work. Liu, who first entered the US with the fungus, told officials he intended to help with university research. However, the University of Michigan has publicly denied any Chinese funding for their research and says it's fully cooperating with the investigation. So where do things stand right now? Where does the case stand? The charges are serious. If proven, the duo could face long prison sentences. But beyond the courtrooms and the legal proceedings lies a very chilling reminder here. Food systems are more vulnerable than we think. Something like this deadly fungus could threaten entire crop fields.